Now for global business updates, Rotus Oddiri joins us. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Dr. Abasi. Good morning, Vimbai. Good morning, Rufai.
All
our viewers. Let's quickly run through what to watch this week. There's a whole lot in terms of macro data and earnings. AMC Theaters will be releasing its earnings. It's one of the largest theater chains in the United States. Also Bullish, which is a cryptocurrency exchange backed by Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel's tentacles have been everywhere. We covered the Figma IPO. His foundation is what gave $100,000 to the founder of that company. We're talking about Palantir's earnings. He was a co-founder of Palantir. And now the man is everywhere.
He has an eye for elites.
Oh yeah. So now Bullish, we'll be seeing what the IPO does. It's another crypto exchange. It's backed by Peter Thiel. Tuesday, that reprieve that we saw, the trade reprieve between the US and China back in May, well, I think that was agreed in Geneva. That 90-day reprieve expires on Tuesday, so it's all up to Donald Trump if he wants to extend the truce to avoid the 145 versus 125% tariffs that they levied on each other. So we'll see what happens on Tuesday. We also get July CPI numbers. Everybody's going to be looking at inflation to see whether these inventory drawdowns from businesses that front-loaded in order to avoid tariffs, whether that's going to bleed through on CPI numbers. Wednesday, Cisco, which is, what is Cisco? A $284 billion market cap company that is involved in networking and internet hardware. They will be releasing their Q2 earnings on Wednesday. I think we get UK job data on Tuesday or Wednesday, one of the two. Thursday, e-commerce giants in China, JD.com, will be releasing their earnings. We also get PPI from the United States Producer Price Index, which is the other side of the coin of CPI from Tuesday. Friday, U.S. July retail sales. So we're going to get a real measure of what's happening with the U.S. economy. Again, lagging indicators, but we'll still see what happens. I think because of space, we left this out on Friday, but also Friday, Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin will be meeting in Alaska to talk about what's happening with Ukraine. Remember, over the weekend, Ukraine said they were rejecting any type of agreement that leads to them ceding land to Russia. Oil prices have been seesawing. I think they're down this morning with respect to whether or not sanctions will be extended. So we'll see how that works out. To China, the largest battery, electric vehicle and lithium-ion battery producer, CATL. All right, excuse me, before I jump to CATL, this is a very unusual deal. So the US apparently is going to get a cut of chips that are sold to China from Nvidia and AMD. It is quite odd. The Financial Times has reported it, and it's being picked up elsewhere. So apparently, in exchange for the licenses that they get to export chips to China, we hear they're going to get a U.S. official. Financial Times said they spoke to a U.S. official under condition of anonymity, and they confirmed that they're going to get a 15. On top of the fact that both, if Nvidia gets taxed by the U.S. for wherever it sells its items. We thought that these chip curbs were supposed to be for national security. So to now see that this is some kind of revenue driver is raising eyebrows. But it's the H20 chip for Nvidia and it's the MI308 for AMD. By the way, the CEOs are cousins, which is quite interesting of both companies, both from Taiwan. All right, to the lithium news now. CATL, that's Contemporary Amperex Technology Co. Limited, the largest electric vehicle battery and lithium-ion battery maker with about 37% market share globally, is halting one of its lithium mine operations in the Jiangxi province, which is in the Yinchuan hub, lithium hub in China. There was a operating license they had that expired, I think, August the 9th. It was not renewed. We understand that there's been overcapacity in the lithium space. And China, I think, is cracking down on that overcapacity. So they have not renewed the license. They say these operations will be halted for about 3 months. We're seeing lithium prices climb on the news, especially for lithium producers in Australia and also in China. That particular mine is responsible for about 6% of output. Let's get to Scotland and talk about Jim Ratcliffe, owner of Manchester United. He's got problems. Yeah, I know, but as far as the company, this company is in Scotland. So it's a subsidiary of Inos, which is the largest chemical operator, largest conglomerates in the UK. Their subsidiary in Scotland is facing issues with respect to taxes and the business environment. They are being impacted by what's going on between Rachel Reeves and the tax increases and everything else. If you look at the CEO of that particular subsidiary in Scotland, he says essentially that unless there is a significant turnaround in the next couple of years, then Inos will have to make a very difficult decision about the future of Grangemouth, which is, so yeah, it's the olefins and polymer plants in Grangemouth, which is a subsidiary of Ineos. Now here's the thing, and this is something to look at which other companies do around the world. Ineos has had to effectively subsidize the Grangemouth business from profit it makes from other businesses around the world, and has done that for a number of years. That's the only way we've been able to survive. So basically just, moving that around. So, tax increases and the like impacting them. Now, the viral video, for those of you young folks who are looking for a job and want your AI to train you on exactly what to do, this gentleman was demonstrating how a software engineer can put a specific prompt to ChatGPT in order to tell them how to be able to basically ace a job interview, and it's basically put together a certain project. So whether I don't know, whatever it is you're studying or doing, this is the kind of prompt you put in if you want to get. This is actually a use case for how to use it. So let's take a look.
Until you've done this one thing. Go to ChatGPT and type this in. Act as a senior software engineer who reviews junior candidates for job readiness. I want to build a single full-stack portfolio project that stands out and directly increases my chances of getting hired. I'm currently a beginner with knowledge of X technologies, but no professional experience. Your task is to identify a real-world problem that entry-level engineers can realistically solve within 3 to 4 weeks. Explain why this project would stand out in today's job market. List 5 to 7 key features that demonstrate in-demand technical skills. Recommend the exact tech stack and describe how I should explain this project on my resume, LinkedIn, and in a technical interview.
By the way, I spent the weekend using ChatGPT to do a valuation, an enterprise value valuation for NNPC. I'm not going to reveal the number just yet, but I had to use different metrics for Seplat and other oil companies around the world. The NNPC is a very, very valuable entity, minus debt and other issues. But finally, in Nigeria, non-oil exports, I think you already touched on this, rising by what, 19% to 3.2 billion. If you use a full year run rate for that figure, you get to 6 billion for the year. But it's small. Let me put that in perspective. It's so small, a 6 billion non-oil export for Nigeria in a fiscal year is equal to the net income of CATL in 2023. So in order to boost our non-oil exports, what do we need, Rufai, to boost non-oil exports?
Value addition.
No. To get to value, how do you do it for value addition? What do you need for value?
Electricity.
Hey! There you go. You need electricity.
No. For you, it's electricity.
We don't
need to reduce the tariffs.
We don't have time for
Reduce the tariffs.
discussion. Rotus, you've used up all the time. So thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Dr.
you very
Abbasi. I
much.
appreciate it.